Greetings and salutations all. Mark the Warrior here. How's everyone doing? I'm doing pretty good. I am alive today, and that is God's first and last mistake. And I need to move this screen over a bit. Okay, now we're good. And today we are going to play Diddy's Conquest. Yes. It's been a long time since I've played this game, but it's one of my favorites. I think last time I played it was actually last year, so not that long ago. Yeah, this is my favorite in the trilogy, which is not even remotely a spicy opinion. That's just kind of how everyone feels. Usually. I think there's definitely people who prefer the first or third, but 2 is generally just considered the best by most people. For good reason, too. It is a very good game, and it expands on the first really well, and yeah, the third one was kind of a black sheep. It wasn't a bad game, but the third one's just kind of a weird case. It's a good game, but it did a lot of weird stuff, had a lot of gimmicks, and I think it's also just the time it came out maybe wasn't the best. Oh, goodbye, Diddy. I thought you were gonna make that, sorry. But yeah, I think it's just the time it came out, since the N64 was just about to release. And yeah, but the third one is a good game. I still love it, just not as much. I would actually go as far as to say that DKC 1 is my least favorite of the trilogy, which is... I don't think that's a particularly common opinion. Most people place it second or first in some cases. But yeah, I just find that 3, for its flaws, still does enough really well that it holds out above the first game, at least in my opinion. Though the first game is still excellent. And honestly, probably the single biggest improvement over the first game is that the bonuses are actually worth something, since you get your Creme coins and you can go into the Lost World when you get enough of them. There's actually a point to going for the bonuses, and that makes getting 102% actually worthwhile, because it gets you extra gameplay. And technically a different ending as well, but being such an early game back on the SNES, the different ending is not that different. But it's still fun. Oh. Really? There's nothing here? Okay. I was under the impression that an area like that would have had something, but what do I know? You know, I probably could have gotten a 1-up by just jumping on them, but whatever. I get a 2-up here instead. And goodbye, and cannonball. Ah yes, this one. Ah! Pixie, please. Pick things up, don't just... Pixie, please stop getting stuck on things, thank you. Ooh, almost ran into him. I'm surprised that worked. I knew you could jump on those guys, as long as you didn't grab onto the thing. I'm very surprised I got away with that. I thought I was hit for sure. That was a tad bit riskier than I should have made it, but you know what? A tad bit riskier is fine. I got away with it, and really that's all that matters, is that I won in the end. I didn't suffer consequences. I will hope that that continues. It won't, though. I will absolutely suffer horrible consequences in the future for my foolishness, but this time I got away with it. And I always am happy when I get away with things. What? I do have to say, I am a little bit less than pleased with how things are in my area, though. It's getting very hot. Like, it's still technically winter, there's still some snow on the ground, but it's really not all that cold anymore, and, well, somebody who likes the cold, that's just sad. But more sad than that, there's this issue with the apartment building I live in. The heating is included in the rent, so I don't get control over when it's on or what it's set to. And they only change the heat based on the time of year, not the actual temperature outside, so I have been cooking a... What the fuck? Huh? Okay, I'm not really sure how that happened. I think because I scrolled the screen and it hit the guy at the same time, it just tricked the game into spawning the bananas on me instead, but I'll be honest, I'm not an expert in this, so I'm just gonna leave it alone and just accept the fact that that happened. That's the first time I've seen that in this game. But yes, anyways, as I was saying, the heating is turned on or off depending on time of year, not actual temperature outside, so I am cooking alive right now. It's a very unpleasant experience. I preferred it earlier in the winter when they didn't have the heat on as much as it should have been, and I was freezing in my apartment. Because you know what? At least then I could just, like, throw a blanket over myself or wear some extra layers of clothing and I'd be fine. Now I'm just sitting here just overly warm and uncomfortable. It's horrible. I mean, the heat's included in the rent, so it saves me money. I shouldn't complain, but at the same time, my god. I'm currently cooking alive, and it's not even hot outside. It's just... ugh. There was enough... Well, I suppose it is actually kind of warm out. It was just the wind that made it feel colder than it was. But yeah, it was... eesh. Also, I had a very interesting dream last night. So, there's currently a thing going on in my building where the fire alarm is not actually... Well, the fire alarm itself is on, but it's not set up properly to alert the fire department when it goes off, so there's a notice telling us to call 911 if it goes off. I had a dream last night where it was the opposite, where we'd know where the fire department would know, but the alarm wouldn't go off, so we were told to constantly keep an eye out. And yeah. Oh. Shit, that was a skip to the... I was hoping to find a bonus. That was a skip to the end of the stage. That's not what I wanted, but okay. We are gonna have to redo that. Yeah, but... I remember I was... In my dream, I was just relaxing in my room playing games, and I looked outside and saw a fire truck spraying... with the hose out, spraying all over the apartment above me. And realized the building was on fire and had been for like half an hour. And I had just somehow never been aware of it. Either way, I did get out of the building just fine. It was just a very weird situation for me, and I'm going to stay far away from that area. I am not doing that again. And okay, there's nothing else. It was a very weird dream. I wouldn't say it was a nightmare, it was just bizarre. And I'm not sure what to make of it. I am hoping that I don't find myself in that situation. Partially because it was just dreadfully awkward walking out after half an hour of the building on fire. And, partially because I'd rather not have my building catch fire. That would be kind of a setback for me, if anything else. And I'd prefer to avoid having a setback like that. Love On Guard. Best animal buddy in the game. Largely because water levels are in every game just so goddamn restricting. always better. If you have somebody who's specifically designated for water, it just makes everything much more tolerable. Ah, there we go. Easy maze to get through, really. Okay, nothing up there. I am remembering a stage from further on in the game, I think in the third world. Oh, where I got really confused about where to find things because they were in a weird, like, multiple secret area stretch. It's very bizarre. It was a clever hiding spot, but bizarre and threw me off so many times. Ooh, close call there. Not really, because there was a DK barrel, but still. Yeah, just every time I've played this game, it's thrown me off. But I'm keeping it in mind this time. I remember it. So it's not going to catch me again. Probably. I know it's there. I'm pretty sure I know where it is specifically, but I could also be very, very wrong. I have been wrong before. I might spend a long time searching for it, but I will get it. Nothing is going to stop me from getting my 102%. No! On guard! Please, come back! On guard, my friend! Well, never mind, on guard's gone. Oh well. Tragic, really. I would have preferred to have my friend to the end of the stage, but I suppose sometimes that's just how it goes. Sometimes your friend just leaves. Can't rely on your friends forever. Gotta be able to handle things on your own 2 feet. Ooh. The music in this game really is phenomenal. Like, Rareware, right? It was Rare that was making the DKC series. They really knocked it out of the park, and I cannot get up there with a normal jump. I thought I could. I like these easier bonus stages early on. It's gonna... Whoa, 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 no! Okay, I'm not sure how I got that kind of an angle on that jump, but I won't complain. It didn't get me killed, so I'll accept it. Although it still confuses the hell out of me as to how it happened. But whatever. I'm pretty sure he wasn't I'm pretty sure the snake wasn't terribly important. I'm pretty sure anything you can get with him here could be gotten otherwise. I'm pretty sure. I hope there's nothing up there. Well. Okay, it looks like there's definitely not. At the very least, the screen isn't scrolling, so... If there is, it's not something I could have gotten anyways. Oh, you son of a bitch. Finally lost Dixie. Uh-huh. Okay, and falling from there, I can say there definitely wasn't anything, and I have Dixie back. It was a short time without her, but I missed her all the same. Best player in the game. There's only like a couple of rare situations where I'd say Diddy is genuinely better. Which is funny because Diddy was way better than Donkey in the first game. It's an interesting thing actually. In pretty much every game in the whole series, both Donkey Kong is pretty much the most useless character. It's like the first game, Diddy is better for almost every situation. It's just that there's a couple enemies he can't jump on, and that's all. And then there's DKC2 where he's captured, DKC3 where he's captured, DK64 where he's the character you start with. He's great, but he's also very, very flawed. Oh, goodbye, Diddy. I can't help but feel that I wanted to go up on the top left there, but I don't think there was a way to get up there. I didn't see a way up there anyways. Let's see, did I get everything? I did get everything. Okay, we're good. Hey, Swanky, how's it going, buddy? What is my name? I would feel really bad. Like, I kind of want to answer wrong, but that would be really mean. To just deliberately call him the wrong name. Yeah, in DK64, he's alright, but the other Kongs just have cooler abilities. And, like, again, he's not the fastest mover either. So he just kind of pales once you get the other Kongs. Okay, what have you got? Windows, pretty sure that's 4. Name of the first rigging level, main brace mayhem, and not a background object in the cabin. Ah, okay, so there is a sword there. Gun? Okay. It's kind of weird, I thought he would have a gun. So I suppose guns run out of... Wow, all Dixie here. Since, you know, guns run out of ammo, so... I mean, I guess guns are also just, in general, more useful, but still. I would have thought he would have had one. Because even if it can run out of ammo, it still has better use. But yeah, this is the kind of example where Diddy is actually better. Since it's coming right at you, you don't have to throw anything. You can just walk into the enemy. It's not especially common, but it happens. I think Diddy might actually also be a bit faster than Dixie, but I'm not certain of it. I've never really tested that. Although I do prefer his cartwheel attack. There's a lot of things that I'm not sure about, but I think Diddy's cartwheel attack lasts a bit longer, maybe? But honestly, no matter what you do, the fact that Dixie can fly just completely negates any reason to have, like, there's just no reason to use Diddy in comparison, usually. There might be a couple of cases where he's useful, but like boss fights, for example. But as a rule, Dixie is just a vastly superior character. So that's kind of how it is in platformers. Anything that lets you float or makes your jumps better, just a way better. But whether it's a power-up, the character, or anything else, it's just what you always want to have. Oh, cannonball, thank you. Wasn't what I was expecting to get, but I will gladly take it. Stars. Nice and easy. Good. I think there's like 2 DK coins in the game that are rewards at the end of level thing, and they suck to get. Just because, like, anything else, you can retry. You can just jump down, you can go back where you came from and try again, but that, there's no going back. Once you hit the end of level goal, it's over. And it's so annoying having to go through the entire level again just to get one shot. Thankfully, it's still a Super Nintendo game, so the levels are not overly long, but I'm just saying, my god. going through the whole level all over again multiple times because you screw up the end goal thing. Really annoying if it happens. I'm pretty sure I know the couple of levels that it happens on, so I am going to try and... I can think of one where it happens. And I'm pretty sure it's in Crazy Kremland, which is World 4. I'm gonna be really careful when I get there and just try it. I will do literally everything to make sure I get that right. Don't want to have to redo that level too many times. Other than that, I think most of them are pretty fair. Except for maybe the one in the last stage before the last boss where you borderline have to get yourself killed to collect it. But at the same time, getting yourself killed is no big deal. Lives are never short in this game. Well, I say that, but when I was young, lives were frequently short. I've grown a lot as a gamer since then. But back then, it messed me up hard. Area of the island, Crocodile Cauldron, and how many times? That was 4. God, I can't imagine having to hit him 10 times. Hitting that fucker 10 times wouldn't even be hard, it'd just be tedious. What colors? Green and brown? I always saw that brown as a sort of weird red rather than a brown, but... I mean, that's just me. Pretty sure it's 5. And Gorilla Game. How many banana bunches? 10? Okay. I always seem to remember banana bunches being 5. That's probably because of Donkey Kong 64, but... yeah, that question has thrown me off. What? I didn't know that would progress. Okay, lucky guess, lucky guess. What's the name of Diddy's ponytailed girlfriend? You can't go getting that wrong. It'd be one thing to give Swanky the wrong name. It'd be something entirely different to call your girlfriend the wrong name. If Diddy messed that up, he'd never recover. That's game over right there. And I have strong memories of this stage's DK coin. Because I remember going through the stage like 20 times looking for it. And I'm pretty sure this is the only time they're actually this mean. And hide it in a bonus stage. Throughout the rest of the game, it's just somewhere in the normal stage. And a couple of times the end goal. This is the only time I can think of where it's in a bonus stage. And that messed me up bad when I was younger. Bad enough that I've never forgotten it since. Hell. Oh, that's unfortunate. I wanted to be cool and fly back into the barrel. Oh well. This track has no business being as good as it is. I'm surprised that worked. I was pretty certain that I was going to be the one getting hit there. And it looks like there is nothing down there. Okay. These mine levels do get me wondering. I always seem to think that the mine levels are going to throw me off. That they will end with me, like, because of these, how tall and open they are, I'm always thinking, is this the spot where I'm supposed to fall down to get something? And I'm always wrong about it, too. Oh. Okay, I mean, I didn't want to hit the bird there, but whatever, caught it on the backswing. I wanted to take out the bee, but don't always get what you want. What? I only noticed that bee was there just a moment too late. I'm surprised I got away with that. That was extremely close, and I should have gotten myself killed, but... No. You know what? Just like every other situation where I should have died, I'm not going to complain that I did. And there was a bonus barrel up there. That was nice to see. That's where I need to... I think I could have actually gotten up there if I'd known the bird was there and I'd held the jump button. Okay, so that's not going to work quite as well as I'd hoped it would. I was hoping if I hit the barrel, because I know there's somewhere where the guys fire in just such a pace that if you're running and you hold down the jump button and just move straight forward, you will hit the barrels pretty much every time. I was hoping that was going to happen there, but... Okay, you know, just throw me right into a bunch of birds. Okay, no complaint. I thought I was going to get hit there. I'm pretty sure I was pixels away from taking that hit. But you know what? I will not complain. I'll just accept that I wasn't hit and I'll move on with my day. I am not going to discuss that matter any further. Luck plays a role in everything, and it's better to just not question it when it works in your favor. Whoop. Okay. Almost twirled right into that guy. I'm pretty sure something about this level actually messes with the game a little. As I was just starting to talk about it, the audio gets weird with the invincibility. Okay. It's not something that I was ready for, but it's over, and it didn't break anything, so I'll just accept it. Okay, where's the bonus stage? There has to be one. Ah, this is where the bonus stage is. And I'm pretty sure I missed the DK coin at this point. Shit. Gonna have to replay this stage then. That's unfortunate. Though I have an idea of where I might have missed it. I think it was right there at the end in the top left area that I just walked past. That I just completely ignored going towards the end. Or maybe not. No, there is still more to the stage. I forgot the stage does actually have more to it. Is this the stage I'm thinking of right? I just had memory of a certain stage, and I'm wondering if this might be the one I'm thinking of? Yes, it is. Okay. Oh god! No, oh, good try, but not happening. Okay, I was entirely right. That last minute memory saved me, because I was entirely content to think that I had missed it before. Oh goody, red hot ride. I have memories of a lot of these levels. Pretty much what I'd get for this being a childhood game of mine. Although most of my childhood memories are in the first 4 levels. First 4 worlds, rather. Did not get that much further when I was a youngin'. Wasn't until I was probably like 12 or 13 when I actually started to do the whole getting good thing. I actually think it wasn't until I was 13 that I stopped playing games on just choosing easy for every game rather than normal or hard. Kind of funny. Because when I was like 5, 6, I was like, I'm the best gamer in the world. But I was playing every game on easy. And it was like, no, I was nowhere near the best. Still far from being the best, but I can comfortably say I'm a lot better than I was when I was a kid. Which is a good thing, because if I started out as a gamer when I was 5 and still wasn't much better, I'd be kind of embarrassed. Ah, moonwalking Ramby, very cool. Just looking the other way. But yeah, it would be very embarrassing because, I mean, I've been gaming my whole life. If I didn't get better at it as I went, well, I just feel bad. I mean, you do something your whole life, you'd hope you get better. Thankfully, I have. To a degree where I feel confident in my skills. For most games. Oh, cool little detail I like here. When you kill an enemy in a lava place, and it falls into the lava, ooh. You can see like if you're close enough to the lava to see it happen, you can see a little puff of smoke come. If your view isn't blocked by the foreground anyways. Oh, goody, stars again. Honestly, I'd say Stars is probably one of the easier bonus games. There's never really anything tough in them, just do shenanigans like that. It's the destroy all enemy ones that get a little touchy at times. It's usually not bad, but some of them are just kind of... Ugh. They put you in an awkward place. The Bramble stages, I remember, have some squawks sections. Ah, that was a close call. And I'm pretty sure the DK coin is either up there or in something like that. Not here, I don't think. Pretty sure the DK coin is... You know what, I'm gonna go back. I think it might be the one back here. I remember it being in one of these vapor areas with bees. Okay. Ah! That hurts. Oh, goodbye, Diddy. Gotta get there with both of them then. Not a hard thing to do. But slightly annoying that I managed to goof that one up. Oh yeah, no. He did not go as high as I thought he was going to. For some reason I thought the DK coin was in an area with 3 of the bees stacked on top of each other rather than just 2 of them. Okay, only got one of them this time. Oh, it's fine. I'll admit I was slightly concerned that I might hit the zinger there. I was thinking of just going under and going to the other steam vent to get... Yeah. The other steam thing to try and get a little bit higher up, but you know what? No complaints. No, I don't trust barrels. I know better. Barrels are always the enemy. Even if they're helpful. The first time you get clobbered, violates your trust, and you know, you just can't come back from having your trust broken like that. Pretty sure those guys are actually new to DKC2. I don't think they were in the first one. Yeah, pretty sure those are not in the first game. Yeah, they're 100% not. I'm not sure why that had me confused. Squawk's Shaft. The name of this level had me thinking these guys were named Squawks for the longest time, but they're actually named Crook. Absolutely stylish, beautifully done. I should have just gone full sail with the jump. It would have been cool if I'd made it, but you know what? Sometimes you don't. Sometimes you let your nerves get you. You lose faith in yourself and you don't do the cool guy move when you should. Granted, the cool guy move is also very risky, and it's not uncommon to do it and then you go for it and then just regret everything you've ever done in your life, but I mean, that's just the risk you gotta take. If you want to be cool, you gotta take the risk. And I am without Diddy, so I can't make it in there. That is unfortunate. Oh, that's no longer a concern. No longer a concern. I do like how the music gets a little bit faster when you die, though. As I'm so kindly demonstrating a second time. Alright, let's go back to playing properly. We'll stop being silly for a little bit. Ooh. You know, for some reason, I never think that off-screening those guys will actually... I don't need to do this. Hi, Rachel Unicorn. How's it going? I love this game. I watch streamers playing it over and over. Yeah, I could not handle a speed run. I like playing games, but I don't have it in me to even attempt a speed run. Way too much goes wrong on those. All the hours in it, and then you have to reset because it's like, oh, you screwed up this trick that's like has a 2-frame window. Painful situations. Yeah, the constant resetting. I couldn't handle it. I could never handle it. I respect the hell out of speedrunners for their abilities. The raw patience it takes. But it's definitely not something I could ever handle. I like doing tricks. I do like speedrun tricks when I can do them, but I'd never be able to dedicate myself to an actual run. Whoa. Ah. No. Was it here? Yes. Okay. Almost went right for the bonus and missed the coin. That would have been tragic. I've played this game a lot in my childhood, and sometimes I get my memories of later levels mixed with my memories of early levels, and I start going for things at the wrong time, and I get myself all confuzzled at times. Usually it's not too bad, but I've had times where I was like, oh yes, this secret is over here, and the secret was not, in fact, over there. Oh. Ah, goodbye, Diddy. It was nice knowing you. No. Whoa! Hi, Cannon. Oh, that was unfortunate. Tragic, even. Hard level. Yeah, this one is kind of mean for as early as it is. I remember it definitely gave me a lot of trouble when I was younger. Alright, don't feel bad yet? Thanks, I don't feel too bad. No. Not falling for that trick again. I'm definitely not falling for that one. I do like how you can shoot this guy through the floor. Best trick in the game right there is shooting them through the floor. It's funny to go back to games I had no trouble with. Yeah, it is amusing. It's like, oh yeah, when you were young... To be fair, when you were young, you had all the time in the world to get good. But as an adult, it's like, oh yeah. Oh yeah, I don't have the time for that anymore. The skills get rusted. Honestly, this guy confuses me, like... He's just an arm in the lava. Is he actually affiliated with K. Rool? Or is he just conveniently in the way? I don't even play platformers anymore. I only have a few games I play, and they're just JRPGs and The Sims. JRPGs are pretty fun. I've always been a platformer guy, but I've definitely spread out. No. It has a name that conveniently starts with K? Yeah, Cleaver. It's kind of weird. Oh shit. He gets a little bit upset when you throw a cannonball at him. I can't blame him. I mean, if somebody hit me in the face with a cannonball, I'd be rather upset about it, but... I mean, I wouldn't go swinging a sword at people. Platformers are a lot of fun to watch and a little anxiety-inducing, yes. Platformers are fun, but... the platforming thing, it's like one mistake, and there's a lot of chances where just one small mistake ruins everything. Fair boss in this game other than Crow? Yeah, Cudgel? He's a cool boss. I like him. I do remember as a kid he got me pretty good at times. When I was younger, I wasn't fully understanding the whole jump before he hits the ground thing. And I was so salty about the fact that he was shaking me all the time. King Zing is the one. Yeah. Oh god, that guy. I'm not fond of the King Zing. It's like, he's not even that hard in theory, but the way he works, and like how small his hitbox is. Yeah, the hitting him thing, it's... Oh, that hitbox is tiny. Because it's like, even once you know, it's just so small. You're so used to being able to just shoot the damn bees. I think one of the ones I had the most trouble with when I was young was the second crow fight. Because all of the ghost crows just kept throwing me off badly, and I don't... Please tell me I did not miss the cannonball. Oh. Well, at least I got the DK coin. I don't think I missed the cannonball. Okay, I did not. Good. But yeah, Cloak is cool. He helps you sometimes. I know there's in the World 5, the Ghost World, there is a cloak at the very beginning of a level, just hidden up in the top left corner. He does literally nothing. You can kill him, but nothing happens. He doesn't throw anything at you. It's so weird. When I discovered him, I was like, certainly something is gonna go on here. Like, you know, definitely this guy has something. But no, he's just there. Threw me off so much. Easter egg? Yeah, it could be an Easter egg. Or maybe just something that... Maybe he was, like, supposed to do something, but they just forgot about him. Tragedy, really. That cloak deserved better, if that's the case. Clubba? Yeah, Clubba's a cool guy. Like, he's just chill. He just wants his money, and he'll help you out for it. You pay him, and he's straight up polite and friendly to you. Very nice guy. He just doesn't take your crap if you don't pay him. Really doesn't take it. That was everything there, right? Yes, good. Oh god, Glimmer's Galleon. Captain K. Rule treats us rotten. I hope your scupper is plans. Yeah, I like him. He's just like... I love how he just is entirely on your side. Like, K. Rule sucks. Go beat him up. Ah! Completely forgot about that. Yeah, fair warning. This fish is a seizure-inducing mess. Flashing light warning here. Anytime I have to turn. Okay, this is something I was thinking of a while ago, that there's something that I need to do with this fish in this water area. This one, it took me so long to eventually find everything. And it's just because all of it is in like multiple secrets upon secrets. And I think it's, yes, like this. I remember as a kid, I was trying to pause the game right when the flash was facing forward, so it'd be all white. Oh my god. Honestly, I can understand that. Freeze frames are always fun if you can catch them at a good moment. Oh no. Ah. Oh. Well, I'm not gonna get that. Worth a shot. My pause buffering strats are not quite as good as they should be. Oh shit. I haven't missed anything back here, have I? I'm very paranoid about this level. Because it's caused me so many problems every time I try to play this game. I want to believe it's just that beginning area that messed me up. Captain K. Rool is one nasty boss to his underlings. Oh, he absolutely is. I'm pretty sure in every one of his appearances, K. Rool has been seen as a really mean boss. I'd say DK64 is the best example. He is just an absolute monster. A couple of his guys try to run away. One of them calls him a fat oaf. Not even to his face, he's just running, trying to escape and says that to himself. K. Rool sees it on a security camera and feeds the guy to another Kremlin. Just like, damn. I can understand anyone wanting to defect. Oh shit. Cornered myself there. Slight misplay. Yeah, he's not nice to Donkey Kong either. He has him captured and he just shoots him with cannonballs when you go in. It's quite rude. I'll admit, I am a bit cold-hearted at times. I'm not like the kind of guy who's gonna be a bleeding heart and be like, no, be nice, but I don't think I could bring myself to beat someone who's already captured. It's a little bit cruel. Oh god, didn't even see that one coming. Oh shit. Cornered. Bowser? Yeah, Bowser's a really good boss. I love him in the RPGs because he's actually cool to his underlings. He's not, like, he won't let them get away with anything. He'll tell them off if they screw up. But in the RPGs, he's pretty cool. Even in the main games, he treats his underlings properly. He's a good guy. Bad guy, but he's a good boss. DDD? Yeah, DDD, he was only a villain in, like, the first game. And after that, he's just kind of... He's there. He's Kirby's pal. You fight him sometimes. Usually because he's brainwashed. But, I gotta say, it sucks to be DDD though. I mean, imagine constantly getting brainwashed as frequently as he does. He doesn't deserve that. Hate those, what are they called again? Which ones? The red guys or the the exploding things? The red ones are called lockjaws, and I think the exploding fish, I'm pretty sure they're called the starfish? They're Shuris, I believe. I don't know why I know that. I know I've seen it in credits, and for some reason I'm just able to remember it. Yeah, the starfish, they are annoying. It's like, they're easy to deal with on their own, but the way they move, they just screw you up in front of other enemies. And that's the worst kind of enemy, the one that just makes it harder to deal with other enemies. Oh god. What? Pretty sure we're... Okay, thank god we're at the end. No more seizure fish. I tend to not be terribly fond of most underwater enemies. If I don't have On Guard, I'm just sad. On Guard makes everything better. Best partner, best animal buddy. Right, this level. Okay. Good, good. That jump always makes me nervous because it's a really tight area, and you have to throw the Kong off screen to reach it. Nope. Ah! I thought he was gonna come out further. I was confident. Let it get the better of me. And I'm a little bit surprised that worked. I thought him landing on top of me would have hurt me instead of the box, but I'll take it. Shit. Okay, all good, all good. Really happy the DK barrel was where it was. That would have been kind of annoying if I missed it. Oh, goodbye, Squitter. Nice having you. Oh, spiders are like Squitter. I might not be repulsed by it. Yeah, Squitter's a cool spider. Yeah, spiders are chill. Spiders are great animals. They're not very pleasant to look at in most cases. And they like to go places that you really don't want them to be. That and the whole phobia thing is very common. I remember I had a friend who was really he had real bad arachnophobia. And he tried to watch 8-Legged Freaks. He tried to watch it like 10 times and he could never get through it. And I don't blame him, that is not a very arachnophobic person-friendly movie, but... yeah. That and spiders are honestly fucking terrifying in the way they actually kill and hunt things. Imagine a giant pitfall trap spider. Just, yeah. Yeah, he did his best. I think he got a little over halfway through the movie. He's gotten better about spiders. He still can't be the one to kill him. He has to get his wife to do it, but he's gotten better at it. Like, he can keep his cool and he just gets away from them. But he's done his best. And I respect that. I hate the way they have a habit of just appearing suddenly. Yeah, it's not fun. I remember when I was a kid, I was just laying on my bed relaxing, and I saw a spider about the size of my hand just start crawling beside me. And I went to get a paper towel roll to hit it with, and it was gone when I came back, and I have no idea where it went. Yeah, I do like this level, but it's definitely hard. I remember it giving me a hell of a time in my youth. Paranoia fuel? Yeah. It's like everybody likes to say, the problem isn't seeing the spider, it's losing track of the spider. I tend to leave them alone as long as they're not in my bedroom or my bathroom. But once they enter either of those places, they die. I had one living in the corner of my living room, actually, for a good couple of weeks, and then he just disappeared. Wait. Is it here or later in this stage? It's here. Okay. Best move rattle he has. I am almost always leaving be, but once there's a wolf spider in my room, no. No, 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 no. Ah, missed the jump. Yeah, wolf spider? Fuck that. I've heard things about them. I don't think I've ever seen one. I'm not sure where they live specifically, but... No, not dealing with that. And I can say this. If you live in Australia, do not even dare allow them to exist. Biggest tarantulas? Fuck that. I remember seeing something, I think it was a tarantula when I was a kid. Lived, you know how houses have like the siding on them? It lived like just below that. It was a big fuzzy orange thing. I just looked at it and walked away. I didn't want to deal with that one. Ah. No. No. Huh. No. Get rid of these guys. Loves music. Yeah, this music is great. It could easily be in more levels. Oh! Good old Bradley just bouncing around. Tisk tisk. But yeah, it is great music. Rareware really knocked it out of the park with this game's soundtrack. One of the things they were really great at. I remember having the Game Boy version of this game back in the day. And I'd love to like put it onto the soundtrack part of things and just listen to the songs while I was reading. Still something I do to this day, but with YouTube instead. I always get hit by that guy. Every time. Ah! Okay, just barely made it. I thought for a second I wasn't gonna make that jump. No. I will not allow myself to be shot. I will allow myself to be stung by a bee, apparently. Which, you know what? Fair enough. I do not like bees. They're something I've always had a really hard time dealing with, but I would admittedly rather be stung by a bee than get shot. Slight difference between them, but enough that I'd prefer the bee sting. Ah. Now that we're through that little area and past the halfway point, this should... I was gonna say this should be getting considerably less horrible, but... I almost regretted my words there. Yes. Oh, no more Radley. I'm okay with that. There was a Diddy barrel somewhere and I totally missed it. That's unfortunate. Oh boy. Climbing stage. Speed stage. Level wants me dead stage. Oh god. No. Slime climb. Yeah. I'm not really a fan of the fish. I like the stage, but the fish makes me a little bit nervous. It's kind of an aggressive little thing. I'd almost call it rude. Inconsiderate even. That guy's moving real slow. I don't appreciate that from him. And you can't get Rivet. Yeah, no, it's just... Here's this thing that's going to be chasing you all level. Enjoy yourself. Except for this one part where you can't kill him, but at the very least, he cannot kill you either. I can't remember if you literally can't kill it or if another one just immediately takes its place, like Lakitu or the Sun. Yeah, this guy you actually full-on can't kill, I'm pretty sure. Even invincibility does nothing, but... You know what? It's kind of annoying that you can't kill him, but at the same time, at least he doesn't give you false hope, like Lakitu and the Sun do. Those guys just, it's like, oh, hey, you killed it, congratulations, you're safe for like 2 seconds, here's another one. I remember back when Mario 35 was still a thing. I played that quite a bit. And I was very fond of the Lakitus. Just because sending the Lakitus to a different player was such a mean thing to do. I killed a lot of people that way. I also got myself killed a lot because of Lakitus, though. The game was a lot of fun. I wish Nintendo didn't ditch it. Like hell, they could expand on Mario 35. Yeah, this music does... This music, yes, this level has good music. Music has good level, my god. But yeah. Good old Mario 35. Like, they could expand on it and, like, bring in Mario Bros. 3 and Super Mario World into it as well, and... like, use those stages and enemies and game styles to just improve on it so much. But they just killed it instead. Made me really sad. I like Klinger, they're having fun. Maybe they're a little drunk. Yeah, you know what? They might be. But, you know what? I say let them have their fun. Except for when their fun involves hitting me in the face. But... I mean, I respect it. They're just trying to do their job. Climb, have some fun. I get it. These bramble levels always freak me out a little bit. Just because you can easily go somewhere and just be unable to get back. And I'm always paranoid that I'm gonna miss secrets because of it. You can't sleep to the song? Forest Interlude is good sleeping music? Which one is Forest Interlude again? Like, I want to say it's one of the swamp themes, but I'm not sure. Web Woods. Okay, I know what you mean now. Yeah, that is a good song. It's very chill. I remember having a very hard time with that level, though. For some reason, I don't know if this is like a DKC2 thing or a Switch Online SNES emulator thing, but for some reason, Squidder's webs were disappearing not in the order I shot them, and it got me killed. Aquatic Ambience from the first game. That track is legendary. It seems like everybody loves Aquatic Ambience. I've only heard like 2 or 3 people say they don't like it. Or at least that they don't think it's as good as people say. What? Sticker Brush Symphony? Yeah, this one... I don't think I have ever heard a person say anything bad about this one. Well, never say anything bad about the track. I'm pretty sure I've heard some bad things about the stages, but definitely not the music. And I can certainly agree to an extent with the bad things said about the stages. They're not super bad stages, but I definitely do not prefer the Bramble stages. When I'm listening to music, I tend to go more for boss themes or more like fast-paced music. But then I don't sleep to music usually. I tend to just... I keep music for when I'm chilling and reading stuff. Okay. Now to go the long way. Yeah, I can entirely agree with your opinion on that one. The timers are just stressful, and Donkey Kong Country not timing you definitely helps things. Also, considering how these levels are, it would be very mean to time someone. Very, very easy to get lost. And I'm pretty sure I've probably missed a bonus at some point. Although I do feel Mario levels have definitely gotten better throughout the years. I'll still say I'll prefer any game that doesn't time you going through a level. Or at least doesn't kill you for a time out thing, but I don't mind if they time you just to see how well you do, like a Sonic game timing you for score or rank. But timing you to kill you, a little bit less friendly. Plus, if they time you to kill you, you can't really just stop and enjoy the levels. Yeah, the NES games, I remember for the longest time, I could not beat Super Mario Bros. 1. I always ended up... I think the furthest I got when I was younger was 8-3. And the Hammer Bros there just absolutely obliterated me. Did I get everything there? I did not. Shit. I did miss a secret. I knew it. Oh. Back to the spiky land. Okay, nothing there. And Super Mario World... Yeah, being able to go back and revisit the older levels made such a huge area. Yes, top secret area, I was just about to say, that made all the difference in the world, because you could just get your power-ups back. Made things so much easier. Especially since, if you really wanted to, you could just grind one up. And not having to use the Koopa Shell trick. Yeah, Yoshi. Yoshi giving you 1-ups was always nice, and... 1-ups from the egg, rather, yeah. That was always nice. Oh, goodbye, Diddy. Goodbye, Dixie. I remember World was probably my favorite of the series back then. Really good. I like to think I'm okay at this level. Thank you though. I'm slightly annoyed that I missed wherever the bonus was though. I think it's like slightly. I think it's early in the level, but I'm not sure. Real time is excellent. Thank you very much. I do try. I do fear the later levels, though. I'm pretty sure there's one Bramble level in Crazy Kremland and that one is just... I remember having a rough time with it. So I don't think there's any Bramble level that I had a harder time with than the very last one, just because that very last one, hate trying to control squawks, yes. Animal antics, right there. Meanest level in the entire game. I've heard some people say Castle Crush, I've heard some people say Toxic Tower, but Animal Antics all the way. I'm saving my lives, like, because once I do hit Animal Antics, I'm gonna need every life I can get. Ah, shit. Did not want to lose Dixie. If you gave up on the Lost World, I do not blame you. I personally consider Jungle Jinx to be the hardest level, period. For this game, anyways. DKC3 has one of those levels, I think it's the very last level in Krematoa that's just horrifying. It's like a, you know, so it's like a barrel rocket stage thing, and it's just so mean. Oh, goodbye, Dixie. Never beat DKC3? I don't blame you, honestly. Couldn't even get to the second part of his fight? Yeah. That fight was honestly kind of mean. And the second fight with him in Krematoa, so much worse. It's a scary place to be. DKC3 was a fun game, but it definitely... I'd say the Banana Bird collection was probably the worst part of it. Great game otherwise, but that definitely messed with things a little. It's not down here, is it? No idea. Yeah, getting all the banana birds was so annoying, especially since you need to get the helicopter to get them. And getting the helicopter requires having all of the DK coins, which requires finding and killing all of those coin guys. And some of them you only get one chance at, and you have to redo the whole level if you screw up. Yeah, it's like, I remember some of the waterfall levels had me messed up for a while. There are some puzzles with those guys, just in the way you have to figure out how to mess with them. It's a cool mechanic, but yeah. Bosses were fun? Yeah, I'd say DKC 3, for the most part, it definitely had the best bosses in the series. Okay, yeah, I'm definitely missing it way early on. I'm gonna go beat up Cudgel, come back here later. Or actually, instead of Cudgel, I'm gonna go do a Lost World level. Thanks for the booty. You're me best mateys now. Yeah, if you want to look it up, sure, thanks. Black Ice Battle? Okay, good. This one I'm pretty sure isn't too bad, especially if you have Dixie. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I missed it early in the level, like... definitely before the halfway point. Whoa! Oh my god, this guy's following me a long way. Okay, I can't be having that. Oh. Whoa! Okay, I'm cutting things way too close in way too many situations here. Oh god, no, not one of you guys. Ooh. I don't like those ones. It's one thing to kill me, it's another thing entirely to just take extra lives off of me every time you bump me. It's a little bit rude, I'd even call it mean-spirited. Okay, now, pretty sure the bonus in here is somewhere like this. The one I had to use squawks to get into it. I think it might have had squawks. It might not have, though. As the one you're talking about, like... Whoa! Oh, God. Okay, thank God. I almost missed it. Is the one you're thinking of early in the level? Because the one I had was on the way to the DK coin. It was well past the halfway point. Whoa! Okay. Sometime after the letter O. Okay, I'll check this after I get through this mess. Dixie just absolutely breaks this entire stage, if I'm honest. One of the easier bonus levels just because of that. Okay, sometime after the letter O, the Kongs end up in a barrel blasting segment with a couple of arrow barrels. They must blast around the section until reaching the west corner, where a barrel cannon will blast them southwest into a gap. Single banana. Here they are caught by a bonus barrel that blasts them into the bonus area. Okay, thank you. That makes things easier, just after the letter O. Okay, and there goes Dixie, and there goes my easy time with the rest of this stage. Shit. Oh, well, never mind, it's not a big deal at all, I was right at the end anyways. Donkey Kong Wiki and copy-pasted it, thank you very much, Rachel. A rare case of a Diddy win at the level. Never write such products. Yeah, anytime I'm helping a streamer, I pretty much just copy paste something from the internet. Easier than trying to write it all out. But okay, right after the letter O. I'm pretty sure I have an idea of where the letter O is. Oh, well, there we are. End up in a barrel blasting cannon with a couple of arrow barrels. Okay, and that area down to the right, I remember what that is. That's auto barrels that fire me for coins and bananas. Okay. Okay, I see it. So I missed it somewhere in here. I've been here before and I just... Cop out. I've definitely been here before, but I must have just went right past the actual bonus barrel. At least I think I've got it right now. Oh shit. Yes, okay, thank God. That's what I missed. Okay, now I understand why I missed it. I think I only went to that area once. Nice. Alright, and I'm pretty sure I can just exit out of the stage now. And I get to keep it. Yes, good. Okay, now we get to beat up Cudgel. One of the times I'd actually say Diddy is probably the better Kong since his throwing is better than Dixie's, since it's just directly in front. Hey. I like how big and beefy he is. He absolutely psyched me out there. Oh, I was saying how I was pretty sure how I felt that Diddy was probably the better Kong for this because of the forward barrel, but guess we're Dixie for now. Although at least with Dixie it's easier to time the jumps, because you can just float instead of having to worry about... He damn near had me there. Ooh. Honestly, he kind of reminds me of K. Rool from the first game. Because he had his second phase where he just starts leapfrogging you. It's exactly one of K. Rool's mechanics from the first game. It's slower, but it's definitely one of the things K. Rool did. What? Oh. Yep. Oh. Well, I should not have gotten away with that. Yeah, I loved that fake credits trick. That was such a cool thing to do back then. Also very mean. Give you the false hope. You think you've won, and he's just like, nah, screw you. You didn't win. Okay, come on. Come on, Cudgel. Please. Thank you. Okay, now, no mistakes. No mistakes, he says, as he almost gets butchered. That club looks very mean to get hit by. Oh. Oh. I am so lucky that his swings hit the TNT barrel before they hit me. There were 3 times there I should have been dead. Whoa. Yeah, it's a cool little splash. I like it. It's just one of those cool little details. Same how if you kill an enemy over lava and you're like right close to the lava, you can see a little puff of smoke come up from it. They really added a lot of small details to the game, and I appreciate that. The little things count a lot in the grand picture, right? Dixie cannot twirl off of these. Nice. I do like how this level just has 2 secrets immediately at the start. Kind of reminds me of that one secret in Donkey Kong Country 1, where it's like there's a secret inside of the secret, and it just messed everyone up. I'm pretty sure it's in one of the factory levels. I'm not sure which one. I want to say the very first one. That is such a mean trick, because it's the only time it's ever done in the entire game. And I've forgotten exactly how you get the barrel in the bonus area. Nope. No! Squitter, please! Oh, thank God there was a wall there. It almost went tragically. Don't want to lose my spooter friend. What? I really like his little ranged web attack. Best thing in the... No! No, not again! I miss my friend already. Well, I was hoping that my iframes would last, but the DK coin's down there. Can't believe I lost my friend at the worst time. And he's all the way back here too, isn't he? Okay, good. I was hoping the DK... Oh my God. Ah! Well, let's try that again. This time I'm not going to throw my barrel the other way. I'm going to make sure that guy spawned inside another guy. There. We do this sensibly this time. And remember that enemies respawn. And we also do not throw away our spider friend so carelessly. I kind of wish they would bring back the animal buddies in the newer Donkey Kong Country games. Like, they do have Rambi, but... I swear to... Son of a... Stop! Cease immediately. Uh-oh. Can I even get him down there? Okay, thank God. I'm surprised I was able to get away with that. Yeah, I wish they'd bring back some of the other animal buddies. On guard and Squitter would be really nice to have. Oh, that was far too many close calls in such a short time. All of that for a single coin. But it was worth it, Mr. Wick. Ooh. Oh. I kind of thought that was just going to hit him. I did not expect him to counter me with the hook. Well played. Goodbye, Spooter friend. Your service shall be remembered. God. I love this part of the game. Crazy Kremland, little roller coaster levels and everything. Honestly, some of the best part of the game. I remember being a little bit sad in the Game Boy version because it doesn't have the second screen for this level where you actually go to the carnival area. It's just the same map screen, and I'd say that's the one thing that the SNES version absolutely has over the Game Boy version. Love the roller coaster levels? Yes, they're so much fun. I do like the little screams in the music too. Very atmospheric. Oh god. Oh. Real 11 went into the game, yeah. They really wanted to put out a great game, and they really did it. They did very well. I remember back when I was younger, I used to dread any kind of minecart level because of my experience with them in Donkey Kong Country 1. But this game's minecart levels are just much better experiences overall. More creative, a little bit less terrifying, a little bit less you get hit by that one Kremlin that flies out of the very end of the level and just makes you sad, ruins everything you've worked for. Minecart Carnage from the first game, one of the hardest? Yeah, I'm not... Which one was Minecart Carnage? I know there was the one really early on, I think in World 2, that messed me up a lot when I was young. But I know that there was also... I think there was one in the last world, and one in the, that was the one in the second world? Yeah. Oh, goodbye, Dixie. That is a 1-up if you hit that banana, and I am not taking the risk. But yeah, I remember that level walled me so hard as a kid. What was it? What was it? Right, there were the, like, all of the minecarts that were fallen on the area. Oh my god, that guy has range. And then you learn that you could skip the whole level? Yes. I don't remember exactly how you make the jump, like... But I do remember finding it one time. I just screwed up the jump into the level. I was like, oh, okay. And I remember finding out you could skip the whole, stop-go station level by just walking back into the entrance. Really cool to have, like, little secrets like that. Oh yeah, can't 100% the game doing shit like that. Yeah, that is one thing I will say that Donkey Kong Country 100% has always had over Mario, is that even in the earliest games, you could always just go back and redo levels instead of being stuck going forward. Like you were in 1 and 3 and... Well, 2. 2's a weird situation because of the whole Doki Doki Panic and Lost Levels thing. Yeah, there is. Yeah. The bonus level inside a bonus level in the first game. I think that was in one of the factory levels. It's such a mean thing to do, considering, but I respect it. It is a mean trick, but it's one that I respect. I have to wonder where Squawks is getting all of these nutsy spits. I thought there were eggs. Yeah, I remember when I think they're supposed to be nuts, but they could be eggs. I remember when I was a kid, I saw them as like corn puffs, like the cereal. Machine gun! Honestly, that has to be very uncomfortable for Squawks. Sometimes, it's just how it's gotta be. You gotta suffer a bit to get through in the world. Mario Wiki calls them eggs? I will follow the Mario Wiki in that case. I'm 100% certain they know what they're talking about. Better than I do, Goodbye, Diddy. Goodbye, Squawks. But yeah, the Mario Wiki definitely knows what it's talking about. In that case, they are eggs. I didn't even hit a checkpoint. What? Was there something up here? And there was not. Okay. Let's try going a little bit slower this time. A little bit weird that he spits them, but yeah, I don't think I'd want to see them coming out of his crotch either. That would be kind of an awkward situation to be in. I don't think anyone would be particularly comfortable with it. It'd just be awkward for everyone involved. Squawks wouldn't be happy about it. The Kongs wouldn't. And I don't think the parents would be happy watching their kids play it either. No. Some weird parent. You know what? That's actually a perfectly fair point. There are some very weird parents. It's good that yours have been chill, though. I just almost walked into that. My parents never saw anything objectionable about most things that kids can do. That's good. What am I doing? I should be getting this before I do anything. They were Catholic too, and they never saw any problems? That's awesome! They're the cool parents. I remember my parents were they were generally chill. When I was young, my father came over to me and said, "Hey Mark, you can play M-rated games, but just don't do what you see in them in real life." And that was the end of that talk. Catholic kids who were like, "No fun allowed." Yeah, I've heard of that. That was an insanely risky move on my part. I will not be repeating that trick. But yeah, I've definitely heard of that. I remember way back when I was a kid, I was in daycare, and there was another kid there who was not allowed to play Pokemon because their parents were upset about it. I don't think it was an evolution thing though. I think they were just upset that it had any amount of violence in it. Even though you couldn't see any violence, it was all just you commanding your Pokemon to do something and a sprite moving a little bit on the screen. Yeah, kid wasn't allowed to play Pokemon. Couldn't play anything really. Parents never had a problem with evolution. That's good. Catholic, but yeah, you know about a lot about it. I'd imagine so. If you grew up with Catholic parents, you probably know a lot. I only know like the bare basics of stuff. Yeah, God creates through evolution. That's a perfectly fair thing. Throw life somewhere and see what it does. What? Oh yeah, there's... Yeah, well... It exists and we will just let that topic be that. Ah, good, I got all the things on that bramble level. No replays there. Ah, shit. Get through these bramble levels really quickly. Thank you. I am proud of that. Yes, Rickety Race is honestly one of the coolest. And I'm glad that they gave me the DK barrel right here. I would have been sad if I couldn't get there. As soon as I saw like this... Oh, well, that's unfortunate. Sorry for the black eye, did he? As soon as I saw this area, I was like, wait, I came in here with one Kong. Oh no. I think that I'm not certain how that destroy them all level actually works. Because it says destroy them all, but you can see other enemies going through in areas that you can't get to. Not destroy them all? Yeah, it's really not. It says it is, but that confuses me so much when you can just pass by most of them. I remember this level, when I was young, I could not get first place in this race. No matter how hard I tried. I just could never get the timing right on anything. Imagine being these guys desperately trying to escape, looking back and seeing these mad Kongs coming after you, knowing that they intend to finish you. They're trying so hard, but every time they look back, the Kongs are closer. There's no escape. Horrifying existence they live. Where's the thing here? Right there. Very cool level. I like the actual placement mechanic. Okay, so you still get to the end if you don't win. Yeah, you get to the end if you don't win, you just don't get to have the DK coin. It's a little bit sad. I like to have the DK coins. Mudhole Marsh, oh shit. I'm pretty sure this is one of the levels I was worried about. I'm pretty sure the DK coin is at the end goal. And that just makes me sad. Because that means if I mess up and I have to replay the whole stage and it's always at the very end. I am glad that the only thing for first place is the DK coin though, because when I was a kid I could not get there. I just did not know how to get the jumps properly. Oh. Okay. There were a lot of things I was expecting, but invincibility was not one of them. No. Nice and easy. Another barrel. I'm gonna imagine that was a DK barrel and that's why it gave me a barrel and not something different. Ooh. I don't like these cats. They're a cool enemy, but they always mess me up if they manage to catch me. Like, I know it's just hold up and pray, but every time they catch me, it's always in a bad spot where I don't have the opportunity. Whoa. I was gonna spin there, and then Dixie decided to pick up the cannonball and almost messed me up. Very lucky I got away with that one. What? That was an unnecessarily close call. Nope. Okay, yep, and it's definitely the DK coin there. Nope. Oh, thank God. I was scared I was gonna have to redo that stage. Nice going, thank you very much. That was a scare, but I got through. Oh yes, this stage. I have memories of this one. I have a lot of memories, actually. Yeah, the Hornet, the Beehive levels, they do have cool music. Very fitting. Especially considering that I really don't like bees. And wasps. Recognize the use of bees, but never gotten killed at the end, but it still scares you every time. Yeah. This level's end is... What? Goodbye, Dixie. This level's end is definitely... You don't forget it after you've experienced it once. You remember that one forever. I have definitely gotten killed there a couple of times. I remember the first time it was because I ran the wrong way at the start. I thought I had to change directions, and I did, and I ran right into the bee at the end. I was like, oh, okay, never mind. You know, that's a very precarious position Diddy just found himself in. I should not have gotten away with that. Ooh. Speaking of precarious positions... Oh, okay, never mind. There was no precarious position. I thought there was, but I was wrong. I forgot those hooks were there. I thought I needed to have Dixie and do the little team jump thing. Okay. Do I get a DK barrel for this? I do not. Oh, okay, I do. Well, the DK barrel is gone. It was nice having it for a second, but my insurance is gone. Yes, right there. Right there, sometimes I forget that I don't turn there, and I run right into the bee. It's never a good feeling, and the music is very panicky. If I'm remembering correctly, the one bonus is right here. Yes, good. Ooh. Anything that involves being chased will it just messes with you a little. Because you want to rush, even if you know you're fine. You just feel that need to rush. Sometimes that gets you killed. Alright, we're gonna put off King Zing and go play with Clubba instead. It's 20 lashes with the cat-o'-nine tails for ye. If I don't get me booty this time, you filthy apes. Oh god. Yeah, I'm not gonna fight him. He's cool. Over here, Kongs, the Kremlin Lost World awaits you. Yeah, run, Rambi, run. That is a very accurate description for that music. A very good name for it. Clobber Carnage, though. I like these enemies, but I really don't like the life-stealing ones, and I know there's some of them in here. Ah, no, I'm pinned. Ah, okay, there's a spike pit there. That's good to know. Keep that in mind. You know, the background of these levels actually oh god, Life Stealer. The background of these levels actually kind of reminds me a bit of Donkey Kong Country 1's third world. Where you start running into... No, not again. Excuse me. Where you start running into the, Are you... Seriously? I have to... I needed Diddy to even get the Kong barrel. That's so mean. Yeah, it reminds me of the third world in Donkey Kong Country 1 to a degree. The skulls? Yeah. Yeah, the skulls are not fun. What? Nope. Oh, what? Oh. Okay, he bonked me right into the barrel. I appreciate that. Haven't seen you saving. Are you using... Yes, I am using an emulator. I have not used any save states, though. I haven't saved at all. I really should. No. You are not getting away with that sort of behavior. Yeah, streaming a SNES game. I don't have... I do actually have a SNES, but... I don't have the means to actually stream from it. Same with my 64 and PS2. I've got them, but... Oh god! TNT. I do not have the means to actually stream from either of them. Though I don't think I could get away with emulating the PS2. Because I tried that on my old laptop, and it was a laggy mess. This laptop's a lot stronger, but still be kinda touchy. I haven't tried it. Of course the TNT guy hit me for... Of course the TNT guy was the second one to reach me. Okay, through that little shenanigan. And we get Diddy back. Very nice. I can afford to mess up once. I said I can afford to mess up once. I don't want to mess up right away. Balls. Oh, there was the mistake. There was my free mistake. And I used it at a very bad time because I remember exactly what's coming up now. No. I'm not allowing that sort of behavior. And I need to get through this with... Oh, no, I don't. Oh, thank God. I thought I had to get through that with both Kongs. I thought that barrel was not going to be the spinning type. The invincibility definitely sounds weird at times. It likes to get double invincibility sound going. Okay, that's that stage taken care of. Now it's time to go fight the king. Really gave me a breather there? Yes, they did. They were like, you know what? This level's hard. We'll give you a nice little... We'll give you an easy way out at the end. On top of my barrel timing game, thank you. I'm actually kind of proud of how I'm playing right now. I'm usually not quite this good. Let's see if I can time things well enough to not get killed by this guy. How am I getting these hits as well as I am? Oh my God, seriously? I didn't think that was going to go as well as it did. You know what? I'm not going to complain. I will accept that. Okay, Ghostly Grove. Ah, here it is, the cloak I was mentioning earlier. Just chilling. Had fun? Thanks for guessing? No problem. I hope you have a nice day. What? What? Oh, yeah. Nope, don't want to jump on top of the porcupine. Hedgehog, porcupine, whatever it is. Pretty sure it's a hedgehog. Could be wrong, I've been wrong before. Nope. Absolutely chanceless. Never was gonna stop me there. You know, on the one hand, I really should not be moving as fast as I am through these stages. Like, just absolutely running through things. I'm playing way too risky. But on the other hand, playing risky like that, sometimes it's just rewarding. Sometimes things line up so that if you play and you just rush it, it actually works out well. I remember Super Mario Bros. 3, the end of the stages, I think you would always get the star card at the end if you just ran full speed towards the end and got the jump perfectly timed. Easier said than done for most stages outside of World 1, but still. It was a nice thing you could do. Okay, that deals with that. It was just the end. And that clobber was still coming after me. I respect that. That man was dedicated to his job. What? Alright, but I do believe this is going to be... Once I get to the save point in this world, I'm going to cut things. I'm not sure how far in the save point is. Might be 2 levels or 3 levels in. Enough that I could It'll be good enough, though. Okay, what's in the circle? Oh, just a G. Alright, I'll take it. And I'm pretty sure I've missed the DK coin somewhere. I have 100% missed the DK coin, haven't I? Oh dear. Oh, that's no good at all. Although I think I know where it probably is. If I'm remembering correctly, there was a level somewhere in this world. Goodbye, Easter egg cloak. There's a level somewhere in this world where something is hidden in the foreground scenery and you have to do a weird jump off of a ledge and float back into it. I'm pretty sure that... I didn't see the DK coin anywhere, so I'm pretty sure that's where it is. That guy really does not like being touched. It's a shame, you know, you just want to give a guy a hug and he's just like, no, I'm angry. Which I can respect, I mean, I get it, hugs aren't for everyone. And I'm technically not hugging him as much as I am just running into him face first, but still. Gotta keep an eye on the foreground now, though, because I know for a fact that's gotta be what I missed for the DK coin. It's the only thing that makes sense to me. Is it right there? Let's see. I don't think so. Maybe here, perhaps? No? Okay, what about here? No. Must be here then, since this area is pretty high up. No. Can't be there, and I've definitely just went right past it a second time, haven't I? I have. Oh, that's awkward. But I didn't see it anywhere else in the level, so I know for a fact it's definitely one of those awkward ones. I'll leave the Easter egg cloak alone this time. He doesn't deserve to be abused the way I've been hurting him. How did I get bit there? I could have sworn I landed on top of him. Okay, I was gonna say, wait, why can't I get the DK barrel? There's no reason to have a DK barrel that requires you to have both Kongs, but no, I was just going crazy. Okay, is it here perhaps? Yes, there it is, okay. And I messed up the jump. Okay, I know where it is though. Facing some slight difficulties. Finding it, and then made a slight error in my judgment. But you know what? I'll do the jump with Dixie next time. I was going to be fancy and do it with Diddy, but apparently that just isn't how it works for me. Gotta be careful and do the Dixie way. I say as I... Don't you even think about it. Yeah, I jumped at a bad time and hit the ceiling. That's what I did. Haunted Hall? Okay. Yes, Haunted Hall. Now I remember. Remember, this kind of got brought back in DK64. Last minecart stage with Donkey Kong had these guys. Kind of. It was the same general enemy, but differently designed, and... well, instead of being killed by them, you would lose, you'd lose the coins you were supposed to be collecting. It was interesting. Because the way to get the golden bananas from those stages was... whoa. Apparently hitting the thing you have your mic on. But ignoring that part of it, the correct method was you had to collect coins and dodge the enemies trying to hit you. And if you got hit by enemies or obstacles, you'd lose coins. And you need to have a certain number of them by the end. And yeah, that guy was just going after you for most of the time. I'll admit, I don't dislike the minecart stages in Donkey Kong 64, but I'm definitely not especially fond of them either. They're one of those things where they're not bad, I don't dislike them, but I'm also not especially fond of them. They are fun, though. Fun in their own way. If a little bit annoying at times, and... yes, minus barrels. Nobody likes minus barrels. All my homies hate minus barrels. Nice. Ah! Shit. Okay. Time to die. Gotta time that jump. It's an awkward one to get, but I can make it. And thankfully I don't have to go far, just gotta get through this segment again. Which is thankfully quite an easy segment. A couple of slightly awkward jumps like that one, where you barely have enough speed to get through it, but it's not that bad. And I think you can afford to hit... as I was saying, I think you can afford to hit one minus barrel. I'm not 100% certain, though. You might not be able to hit any of them. Ah, well, we're gonna find out if you can afford to hit a minus barrel. Answer looks like yes. There you go. Jump just as you're about to hit the second set of railing things. Nice and oh god. It's a little bit... I'm pretty sure that violated the speed limit. I'm pretty sure that was enough to violate like 6 different speed limits in 6 different places, but you know what? If that's how they want to do things, that's their business. As long as they don't hit anyone or anything, I won't say a word about it. I'm amazed I was allowed to get away with that. I thought for sure he was going to hit me. I'm amazed. I thought for certain he was going to hit me there. Ooh. It was close. My timer hit 0 a couple of times there. I was like, no, there's no... when I missed that first plus barrel, I was like, there's no way. There's no way they'd actually they'd guarantee you go down just from missing a single barrel, would they? And no, they didn't, but they made it very close. You get one mistake and that's it. Which I do like. They're nice enough to give you one mistake. If they weren't even that nice, I would have had a very difficult time there. No. Bad. What? I remember this level has given me some trouble in the past because of the wind. The wind is not always your friend here. Necessary for some jumps, but some jumps it's just very mean for. Ooh, especially this one, because getting the snake there with the wind pushing you back is just, ooh. Definitely possible. Not sure if it's required. I don't know if the snake gets you anything past that point, but still. Oh, well, goodbye, Diddy. Hello again, Diddy. What? But yes, this particular jump is very, very touchy, because if you get close enough to... Goodbye, Rattly. I'm sorry I had to Yoshi you, snake friend, but sacrifices have to be made for the greater good. Sacrifices had to be made, and that was to find the token, not to destroy them all. That's my bad. I really hope he wasn't the DK coin or anything important. I jumped right into that, didn't I? I saw it coming and I still went face first into it. Okay, what's this? Cannonball. Good. That's important. I like it when I find important things. Okay. Oh hell. Mute. Horrible, I keep missing the barrel. It's embarrassing. And it's an auto barrel as well, so I was hitting the button thinking, oh, I need to time my shots better. Not at all. I can't time those shots at all. I don't even have control. Yes. Now the wind actually goes... This is a very strange system for the wind. Like, I'm honestly curious. How does this wind function? Like, this isn't normal. Something is very wrong. I mean, I get that this is a haunted area with ghosts and all that, and that was a god-awful mistake to have made. I should not have hit that guy. Well, you know what? No big deal. I can just Dixie my way to that. Just need to not be silly about it. Now, not being silly is not a specialty of mine. In fact, being silly is a specialty of mine. Whoa! Like that. But whatever. That's just how life be. That's just how life be. Did not want to grab that. Okay, the wind goes the other way first. Okay, and now I should probably switch. And now I can just do this. Cheese it because Dixie is God. Dixie really is busted. It's Diddy in the first game, Dixie in the second, and I'm pretty sure Dixie again in the third. Kitty has his uses, but Dixie is definitely better. For most cases, anyways. Now it's time to actually save my game. For the first time. Oh, God. Well, I didn't want to save a second time, but I forgot. You actually have to select the leave area. You can't just hit the other button to cancel out like you would with most other games. Oh well, I gave an old woman 2 free coins. That's... You know what? We'll call that my good deed for the day. And with that, I think we're gonna end things off here. So, I am going to... Let's see, anyone on? No. Shit. Oh, that is tragic. But I suppose that's also just how life has to be. Can't always have someone on. Well, in that case, I'm gonna end things off here. Thank you all for coming, I hope you all had a wonderful day, and I'll see you later. Take care.